Okay, so we're back at it. It's a different day, different week. I don't even know. It rained for a few days, and then Mikey was off from school for a week. So we went fishing, took him with us. But we're back at it. And I'm telling you, they could definitely do things a little bit better. So we put in the 4x4s and we went down to work. We were going to build the header. So we've got the 4x4s, and you have to have the header that goes across and then another 4x4. And this is your door opening. Now, why I need a 20-foot door opening, I have no idea. But there's a 20-foot door on each end of this thing. But here's the thing. So we went down and we had bought 2x6s to make the header, because, you know, 2x6s are stronger. Well, we put the 4x4s up and we went down and we were going to build the header. And I was putting it together because what we did is we cut strips of some OSB to put between the two 2x6s to bring it out to 3.5 plus make it stronger. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, you know what? The bolts that they gave us are not going to go through a 2x6 the long way. And you can't lay it down because then it'll be sticking out, and it can't be sticking out because then it's in the way of the plastic. So you can't make the header with 2x6s. It has to be done with either a 4x4 or 2x4s. Now, the opening is 20 foot 4 inches from inside of the 4x4 to the inside of the other 4x4. Well, you're not going to get a 20 foot 4x4. You can't even get a 20 footer. We've already tried. So we used 2x4s with some OSB on the inside, spliced together, put it up there, and it's sagging. Of course it's sagging. That's 20 feet. So we just went to Home Depot this morning, and I don't know if you can see it, but we bought these metal plates to go across the joints of where the 2x4s come together. So there's one on the outside, and then there's one on the inside right there. I know you can see that one. But if you stand back, you can see that this 2x4 header, it's still got a little bit of a sag in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another 4x4. We're going to plant another 4x4 right in the center of this to hold up this header. And that way we'll have like a 10-foot opening and a 10-foot opening with a 4-foot 4x4 right in the middle. So that's what we're going to do to strengthen that up. But right now we got to get these bolts into that header. So Eddie's going to do that. Come on. Does the bolt go in from the top down or bottom up? From the bottom up. The washer and the nut goes on top.
And guess what else I didn't bring?
Let me guess, a socket and a ratchet. Alright guys, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna do it because I'm very frustrated and a little angry, I guess. So I just got off a very long phone call with the company that makes this hoop house, or the one, I don't know if they make it, but the one that ships it out. And I got off the phone with this woman that doesn't know the first thing about construction. She admitted she doesn't know anything about construction. I'm sorry, but she really upset me. So we have these bolts that are supposed to go through the bracket in the bottom of the header, go out through the header, and you put a nut on it. This bolt is 5.5 inches long. A 4x4, unless you have it mill it yourself or go buy one, a 4x4 measures 3.5 by 3.5. This bolt is 5.5 inches long. The threads do not go down far enough. So once we put it through, there's a 1/2 inch on this bolt sticking out that does not have threads. So of course, everybody and their brother knows, okay, we're gonna add a whole bunch of washers to it, or we're gonna go to the store and buy new bolts that are short enough to work. It would cost me more in gas to get to the hardware store to buy the correct bolts, so we're gonna come up with some washers to put on there. But my point here is I called the company and I said, look, am I doing something wrong? Are these the wrong bolts? And all she could tell me was, in the 10.5 years I've been working here, I haven't got a call about things being wrong. She says a 4x4 measures 4 inches, so that means that bolt will work. She did not understand at all. So then she tells me how, you know, nobody has called with any problems. I said, and she kept talking over me. I was trying to make a point to her, and I said, here's why. I said, because nobody's going to call you about a $2 bolt. They'll go down to the store and they'll buy one. I said, for example, on the page where it tells you to install your baseboards, it tells you that the carriage bolts and the wood screws are included. Well, it took me 15 minutes of talking to her just to get her to turn to the correct page. She wanted to keep talking over me and tell me this, that, and the other thing. Here's your wood screw. Your wood screw is 1.5 inches long. This wood screw is supposed to go through one 2x6 and into another 2x6. Guys, a 2x6 is 1.5 inches thick. This wood screw is going to go into that 2x6, but it's not going to come out the other side in order to hold it to the other 2x6. And let me show you what I'm talking about and where it goes. So you have this splice 2x6 that you have to screw into these front 2x6s to hold these together. This wood screw that they sent will not even go through this first 2x6 because it's got a big old washer on it. But it will not go through that 2x6. This woman then goes to tell me how it doesn't need to go through the two 2x6s because it's just there to hold it. It's not doing anything. Woman, the screw has to go through one 2x6 and into the other one, or it's just gonna fall down on the ground. I didn't call the company when the wood screws were too short. I went to the store and I bought some screws, or I had some screws, whatever. We used our own screws. But here's the thing, I paid $9,000 for this hoop house, and whether the NRCS is gonna pay me back or not, it's a $9,000 greenhouse hoop house. And the hardware that comes with it should be the correct hardware, and it's not. I will not recommend this company because they're not gonna make it right. They don't care. She tells me this is the hardware they've been sending out for the last 20 years or whatever, and she's never had any complaints about it being wrong. Don't buy from them. I don't care. Don't buy from them because that's bull. So I got a whole bunch of wood screws that won't work on my 2x6s. I've got 4 bolts that are too long for where they're supposed to go. Who knows what else is going to be wrong. I'm just so frustrated right now, and I don't normally diss a company, but I'm sorry. You got to get your hardware right or make it right. I couldn't believe the attitude that she was giving me. From what I understand, only the black rib should be on the 4x4. And then up the 4x4, I would say probably halfway, because we have to nail on the top plastic to that same, to the header too. So you only want to go halfway up that header. You didn't bring a screw gun with you, did you? Yes. It said 10 to 12 inches center to center on the screws. The door, the first door is installed. No plastic or anything, but we have a door. But Eddie, I have a question for you. What is going to hold the door up once you roll it up? Are you going to have to roll it up and then stand there with it up so that I can walk through, and then I have to hold it so that you can come in?
I don't know. Have to roll it up and find out.
Well, we already had it rolled up once. I mean, just part way, but okay, hang on. Let's try this out here. All right, so here's the handle. I don't even know if I can do this.
Other way.
Other way. Why would you go this way?
Roll it up inside. Hang on. Just to try to get
He
this.
says hang on, as if this thing's
Look right.
easy.
Okay, now do it.
Yeah, right. I ain't gonna be rolling this thing up no 10 feet.
You don't have to keep it up straight, Mom.
It's hurting my shoulder. I can't roll it.
No, that's probably as high as you ever need to go.
But hold on. That is not easy. Okay, so now what holds it up there?
Let it go.
The weight of the handle, maybe?
Yeah, I can see the wind coming up and swinging that handle out and smacking somebody. That's really hard to roll up, by the way.
Can you hook that behind there?
No, because it's going to have plastic out here.
I mean, it's up enough to make
Yeah,
it
see,
start to-
it probably got harder because you got less of a gap here now.
Oh, man, that's why. So we do need to bring those out further.
But,
we don't need to.
Having it right there.
We don't need to go
Hold
any
that
higher
in
than
there.
that.
That's fine.
We're not going to drive anything in here,
Plus
and it's over
having
my
that
head.
tight helps hold that.
Ocean,
a
you're
little
taller than me. Stand up in there.
But I
You
would
don't
like
have to duck,
know,
right?
bit. No.
Oh, yeah, you got a foot above your head.
I would like to know what's supposed to hold this.
Yeah, and then when I don't know what's supposed to hold it. It doesn't, like, they ran out of instructions. Alrighty, second door is installed. First door. This is our bulk material that we now use to cut and fit a piece here and above the door and that side of the door on both ends. So the first piece is going to do, the first piece we cut is going to do both of those sections. So we need to cut this at 11 feet. By the way, this bulk material is 8 foot by supposedly 90 foot. I haven't unrolled it all to find out, but it says it's 90 foot. So, honey, we need to cut this off at 11 feet, and then we have to split it right down the center so that we have 2 4-foot pieces. One will go there and one will go there. We run into the question of where to put this plastic because it doesn't tell you in the instructions. The instructions just say to cut a piece of plastic out of the bulk roll and cover up this hole and that hole and that hole. Well, here's the question for you. The inside of this 4x4 right here is flush to the outside of our rafter because it has to be, because it goes up against the rafter. So now the question is how do we put the plastic on?
What if we do it like this? Like have that like that. So up there and then like maybe cut a slit to fold it over.
You don't want to, no, it doesn't go over the top at all because we're going to have wiggle wire track up there.
It doesn't go over?
No.
I think you're right. I think we should loosen these.
But wait, Ocean has an idea that I think will work. Take that edge, honey, and bring it all the way up past the rafter. Now, no, on this side, it has to come to the outside. Okay, now pay attention here. It's going to get complicated. Fold it on that put it on this edge of that 4x4. No, the other way. The other way. Yeah, now go up past the rafter with it, because you have to screw it to the rafter. There you go. Now if you screw it to the outside of this rafter, that would work. Honey, pull it. Yeah, like that. So it goes just like that.
Well, then I'm on the wrong side.
Well, I already knew you was on the wrong side, but I think that will work.
If the screws would cooperate, this wouldn't be that hard. But for some reason, I got a bunch of dull ones. Either that pipe's awful hard. See, when the screws cooperate, it goes right in.